Hello, my name is Myron Crost and I am the CEO of Cannon Trade Africa Pty Ltd. Thank you to the Lion's Cage and to Gerrit and the team for bringing us into your investment portal and for this opportunity to talk to all you people. I'm really excited to be in front of you, and we decided to do something a little bit different today. We understand that you're looking for a 3 to 5 minute little pitch about what we're all about. So what we're going to do, we're going to take you through 3 of our stores. We start first in our Greenside store, which is the mothership. Then we will carry on to the sanctum store, which is the flagship. Then we will complete at our Pretoria store, which is basically the first store that's coming out of the Green Fund, which we'll talk about in a little while. A little bit of history about myself. As I said, my name is Myron. My surname is Crost, K-R-O-S-T, and I am a 3rd generation Crost. My grandparents started a company between World War I and II called Crost Brothers. They started at humble beginnings, and by 1970, we were one of the biggest private companies in the country. In the 80s, that big Crost company closed and new companies were started, and our family business is called Crost Office Products. So I only joined my family business when I was around 30. I first did a BCom, and when I finished my BCom, I decided to have a little foray on the informal sector. And I got involved in leisure retail, got involved in market stands, I got involved in small little shops. And by the time I was 30, I decided it was time to move into a little bit more of a corporate structure. I spent a little bit of time with Global Village, which was a new listed company, and I was their national sales director. And then I spent another year or so with McCready Friedlander, working with them on leisure retail. And after around then, I decided it was enough out there in the big bad world, and I will join our family business. And I came on board and I joined Crost Office Products as the brand ambassador of this 70-year-old brand. And that's where I literally learned all of these lovely skills that we're putting together here. And we basically set out to build this wonderful business that is all about seed to sale, end to end, cannabis distribution. But we are not farmers, and we are not cultivators, and we are not extractors. What we are marketers and distributors. So we set out to build this most wonderful company and this most wonderful brand. So the first thing we did is said, where are we going to put our first store? So now around July of 2019, we were looking for a location for a store. It happened that I owned a lovely property in the leafy suburb of Greenside. And then I was here and I was thinking, what should we call this store? And then we decided, The Green Side. There we have it. So you have the store is called The Green Side. And we have a lovely bar line, which is your local pharmacy and cannaborium. So the bar line says it all. We are a pharmacy, in other words, a food as medicine store, using your food as medicine, and a cannabis emporium. So I would like to, at this point, invite you into the Green Side where we can carry on this video. Okay, so here you are in the Greenside mothership. We call this the mothership because this is where we've been from July of 2019. And it is this shop, which is our workshop, where we've worked out how to work within the cannabis industry and how to work within the buckets and spades and how to tackle THC and CBD and how to tackle all of that. So what you have very simply is the pharmacy. You have our reception area. On the one side of the store, we have CBD, we have cannabis lifestyle products, we have some clothing. So it's very much, and if you have a look at the store, the style of the store is very eclectic and very hipster, but non-scalable. So this store wasn't built to scale, it was built as our basic mothership for us to workshop it all. Then you come onto this side and you can see we've got superfoods, we've got a full end-to-end apothecary over here, we have a tea and coffee shop over there, and we don't have much time because this video is quick. We'll quickly show you 2 other areas. With you, we're in our Sanctum store. We basically corner Bowling and South. We have a wonderful location. This store is very similar to the other Green Side, but it isn't so hipster or eclectic. What we've done here, we've taken a whole different vibe. So this is the first of 6 stores that we are opening. Basically, you've got the green side sanctum, we're the same pharmacy. The store is basically divided into 2 different sections. On the one side, we have our apothecary and cannabis area, and the other side, we basically have the fresh and healthy diner side. So follow me quickly, and we'll quickly show you around. We're going to talk very briefly about the Privacy Club. Basically, when we got involved in cannabis, we asked Shinders, how do we work with THC? It became apparent that privacy clubs are the way to go. So we've basically been running a privacy club that we started many years ago. Basically, we started at the beginning. And now the privacy club went from being defendable, then went to becoming de facto law. And today it's 100% legal based on most parliamentarians and legal advice, as long as you don't market it. So with time, we will be able to market privacy clubs, but right now, a privacy club is the way to go. So if you follow here, it says private, team only, you come through here. Okay, so I told you I'm a tree hugger by design, and I'm really into the environment and into saving humanity. And I started something in 2016 that's all about distributing organic vegetables and helping people to move into a new way of living. And that is called Fresh and Healthy. And Fresh and Healthy, with this concept of superfoods, if we just turn around, we'll show you the concept of superfood, is the basis of the Privacy Club. So we've got this wonderful side of the shop that's all about organic food. Over here, we have our wonderful diner. The diner is basically based on an Amsterdam diner that you would find in Amsterdam. Wonderful total sandwiches, burgers, but all plant-based. And we have our wonderful tea and coffee shop. So thank you for visiting the Sanctum store. We're going to complete this video in our Pretoria store. We're going to head right there over now. We'll pick you up there. See you now. We're in a beautiful new suburb called Hazelwood. Hazelwood to me is like the Parkhurst of Pretoria, but right at the beginning. It's a wonderful suburb for a cannabis and wellness store. So we're at number 27 18th Street. We can look over here. We've got our new sign, which will be lit up. And this shop is here for you guys for your show and tell. Now, what is the Green Fund all about? We are opening 6 of these stores. The first one is Pretoria, ready to go, and we've deliberately kept it empty for you investors to see and understand. There's nothing better than a show and tell. The next store, which will be in a couple of months, will be Cape Town. That is Green Fund 1. Then we are opening up 1 store in KZN and 1 store down the Garden Route. That is Green Fund 2. That will be a year later, and basically it means that we're 1 year further into full legal cannabis and into marketing and into the buzz. And then the year after that will be 1 store in Africa and 1 store in Europe. By opening these 6 stores, we will then have 4 regional stores, 1 African store, 1 European store. Now our concept is pretty simple. We are looking for partners, but we want our partners to back us as the jockeys. So what we are building, each store is like a 3-legged pot. 1 leg is Canna Trade with our organizational structure and an academy that we train people on how to work in a green side. The second leg of that pot are investors, people like yourself that are silent investors because they back us, the jockeys. They do not want to get involved. They are, of course, happy to help us and help and assess it all, but not to get involved in the daily, weekly, monthly, yearly running of our store. And the third leg, which is so important, is the people that will run the store. They will be profit share partners, and they ultimately will own their job. So we have a whole different concept within the way we are doing stores. Now, how I want to end is I want to end with a little message. My feeling is, as South Africans, I'm 52 years old and I've come through the anti-apartheid movement, I've come through all of this. As South Africans, what I really believe it's time to be the leaders of is to create businesses that are, number one, good for the environment. Must be good for the environment. Number two, businesses that are good for the customers, putting money back in the customer's pocket. And number three, of course, businesses that are good for the people that own the businesses and the people that run the businesses. If we go that route, then we are going to change the world. So my personal feeling is we are moving into the fourth industrial revolution. We are moving into a brand new time where we do not need many stores all over the place. We need one strong store per region. The customer comes to that store, and then when the customer needs to be looked after, we look after the customer where they are. And that is the whole idea. So before we leave you, let's quickly show you around. This is our apothecary area and our canatorium, that whole outside area over there. And if you just over there, you can plan over there. And if you come through here, you can see that's the whole outside area. If the camera follows me to the side, you'll see we also have an entire dairy and diner. There are more rooms in the store. There's also a wellness area, but we'll show you more of this when we see you. Thank you so much for taking the time out to look at us as an investment possibility. Please note that we are moving. The time is now. The green rush is still coming back. It should be back in about a year or 2 years once the president gets the act together. But I tell you now, this is the time. And if you want to back a company that's into cannabis, that's into wellness, and into doing things differently, disrupting the entire model, we are your people and I'm your guide. Namaste.